Hey guys, this is Bharadwaj with FoneArena.com and you're watching the unboxing of the new Jolla. Yes, we have finally got it, we pre-ordered it, and apparently we were one of the first batches of phones to come out of the company, so they have sent us a nice little gift. This is probably a Christmas gift for us because we have been looking forward to use the smartphone for a really long time. It says the first one, which means that we are one of the first to pre-order this device, and they have made a special case for us, which is pretty cool. So anyway, that's the Jolla box there. It has a lot of text out there, which seems like some programming language, if I'm not wrong. If I quickly zoom in and show you, you can see that it's something similar to Java, perhaps. It has a lot down, pull down menu, and all this is probably the Jolla Sailfish operating system's reference, which is pretty cool to be seen on a box. Pretty geeky, we would say. So that's the simple box right there, nothing special. We'll just straight away go into the unboxing, keeping that aside. So let's open up the box. So there you go, that's the phone on the top. Picking up the phone, you can see that it's made of white. It's a really light phone, but probably the battery is not inside. This is the first time I'm seeing a Jolla device, and it looks pretty good. Pretty Scandinavian design, we would say. There is a scratch guard already applied on top. There is a 4.5-inch screen underneath, which looks pretty okay. It feels really light, and you obviously can open the back to replace it with the second halves like these. So these are customizable halves, but we'll talk about the phone later. First, let's take a look at the other box contents quickly. Now, this looks to be a user manual of sorts. Yeah, it is a user manual of sorts. It's in Finnish. You also can have it in English if you order it from globally, but this is a Finnish device. For now, it sells in the DNA network, so that's the language used there. Oh, look, we have Jolla stickers in black and white. Pretty cool. Only Apple gives stickers with their devices, but Jolla gives us too. That's pretty cool. And here's the warranty and safety regulatory information. That's pretty usual. You have the micro USB cable here. Let's quickly open it up. Pretty long cable, not the short ones that you're accustomed to see. Micro USB cable. The battery, which will go inside the phone, the battery is, if you zoom in right, 2100 mAh battery. That's 7.98 watt hour. It should power the 4.5-inch display quite well. It's just 720p resolution, so that's not going to be a problem. There you go, that's the battery. And finally, we have the power plug, which is surprisingly Indian, also European plug, so that's almost the same. It connects to the USB port, of course. So that's about it, nothing else in the box, nothing special. Let's quickly get onto the device. So there you go, that's the device right there. The Jolla phone, the Jolla smartphone, which can run Android apps as recently announced. The Sailfish OS also supports Android hardware, which is pretty cool. So let's quickly go through the specifications here. So this phone is 9.9 millimeters thick on the sides. It's pretty thick, but that's because of the second half. You can see that the phone is split into two halves, and you can open the back right there. The height is 131 millimeter and the weight is 141 grams with the battery on. Without the battery, the phone feels really ridiculously light, but the battery is fat and heavy, so obviously it comes up to 140 grams, which is pretty good in itself. This phone is running on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 400 1.4 GHz dual-core processor. It will have the Adreno 225, if I'm not wrong. And you also have the usual network connectivity options like GSM, WCDMA 3G, and even 4G LTE, which works on 6 continents. So yeah, pretty much covered every nook and corner of the world in terms of bands in GSM and 4G LTE. You also have 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi BGN and Bluetooth 4.0 EDR. And otherwise you have USB 2.0 sound. Just reading out of the spec sheet, you have 16 gigabytes of storage and 1 gigabyte of RAM. Also a micro SD card slot. As I said, already there is a 4.5-inch IPS QHD panel. It's not 720p as I mentioned earlier, pardon me for that. It's 960 by 540. It's a 5-point multi-touch screen with Gorilla Glass 2, which is pretty cool. Not Gorilla Glass 3, the latest, but still. Over at the back, you have the 8-megapixel autofocus camera with LED flash, and over at the front, you have the 2-megapixel front-facing camera. So let's not wait and open the back. It's pretty easy to open up the back. So that's the back right there. You can see that this is the SIM card slot and the micro SD card slot. The SIM card slot supports micro SIM cards, not the full-size SIMs. Let's quickly pop in the battery. Now the device feels a little bit heavy. Let's try the custom-made second half. So the second half is actually pretty utilitarian because the other half is actually customizable. That's pretty cool. So you need a Jolla device to use this product, obviously. The other half can be configured to use multiple things, like for example wireless charging or NFC or other things. These contacts you see here, ones besides the SIM slot and above the battery, these help in adding functionality to the Jolla other half. So popping in this beautiful bright orange second half, let's power on this device to take a look at the Jolla Sailfish OS, which looks absolutely wonderful. I'm just gonna remove the screen guard so that you can take a look at the screen yourself. Looks pretty good. Slightly reflective though. You can see the camera and me right there. So let's wait for it to boot. The Sailfish operating system is based on the Project Mer in Finland. It's I think it's based on Linux, but it can run Android apps using a compatibility layer. So there you go, that's the boot screen. We will just hit welcome, hit the screen, and we'll hit English UK. Flick the view to the left to go forward, so it's all swipe here. Pretty cool. This is the first time again I'm seeing the Sailfish OS in action. It looks to be pretty good. Let's zoom in a little bit. Ambience, so this is where things get interesting. So the Jolla Sailfish operating system works on a principle of ambience. Everything is almost transparent, and it takes colors and pictures as your preference. And right, so that's, let's hit accept. Let's hit accept for everything else. We'll skip this. We will skip this again. Let's learn the basics of your new Jolla. Alright, let's continue. So very similar to the N9, you can swipe from the sides to minimize the app. Okay, and you can have apps like that. You can tap to continue. Alright, you can pull down slowly by without lifting your finger. Alright, so that's the new pull down menu bar that Jolla proclaims to be one of the new user interface elements, and we definitely agree. It is definitely new, very unique user interface element, and pretty awesome, we would say. And finally we have everything else. So we are on the Jolla Sailfish operating system right away. So this is the lock screen, which will have notifications. This is the main screen, which has the docked icons, and it'll have the multitasking apps, and you have the apps here. So let's just open up the gallery, ambience, and you can see that I can actually select something and set it as the ambience, set or remove it as the ambience. So there you go, that's the Jolla Sailfish operating system. Okay, so just a quick thing. So swiping up from the bottom will get you to the notification center of sorts. You can clear notifications or you can update, and going back will be that. From anywhere you can just swipe and go to the home screen, for example. That way it'll take you directly to the multitasking menu, and then you can swipe up to go into the apps that you have installed. So going into settings, you can see that the settings is pretty barren. We'll increase the brightness. So everything is styled to be very minimal and transparent based on the wallpaper or the ambience that you have selected. So there you go, that's the settings page. Going into the about page, you can see that these are the details of the operating system. You have 16 gigabytes of onboard storage. The Sailfish OS is 1.0.0.5. You can see the IMEI right there, and a lot of other stuff. Now quickly going back to the home screen, you can see that the multitasking thing has a small live tile like feature which can let you indicate or maybe one day control with it. The camera is an 8 megapixel shooter. This is the UI of the camera, pretty neat. Everything is based off the ambience. You can see that the colors change accordingly. So there you go. We'll be showing you a lot more about the Jolla operating system in the coming days, because this is the first time I'm seeing the device in action. As you can see, there's double tap to wake and quick actions and whatnot. There's a lot more to this. We'll be letting you know how Android apps work on this, and when will Jolla be coming to India. That's the biggest question. So if you have similar questions, we are also the first time taking a look at this device. So if you have a lot of questions, we will try to answer that in a separate video. So let us know what you think in the comment section below. We'll try to get you as much information as possible. So that's it for the video. That's the unboxing and a quick overview of the Jolla with second half, the second half that is. So that's about it for the video. Do let us know what you think again. And if you do like this video, do hit the like button. Do subscribe to our channel for more videos like these. Thanks for watching.